everyone, and welcome to the Dear Beauty Podcast. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Alexis.
How is your week going?
Well, I'm very hungry.
Oh no, same here.
And that's like my primary emotion right now is hunger. I'm experimenting with my life right now. So I'm like getting eaten absolutely fucking alive.
I'm surprised you're not
by
hospitalized
mosquitoes.
yet.
Right, I know. Like at the rate I'm going, I'm gonna end up with like
You should
Zika
just fake it.
or West Nile.
Just fake it.
I'm not
like,
gonna
fall over in the patio and just like start twitching, and then tell them it's the bug bites, and they'll put the screen in for you ASAP.
Okay, well we're working on it, but
put your acting skills to use.
So like now I don't have any doors or any windows open in the house, and I'm like freaky about saving electricity, so we're also not running the AC.
That sounds awful.
And it hasn't been fun, but I haven't gotten any other bug bites. So
and like you've tried to put like there's this like tennis racket looking thing where it kills bugs.
So I did some research.
Okay.
And like the UV bug traps don't like there's no like actual scientific backing for them.
Oh, so
like
those, it just if you're lucky it'll zap it if it goes into the direction of this tennis racket.
Right. So basically like from my WebMD research, basically either you cover yourself in DEET or you just don't leave doors open.
Yeah, I'm never taking you to Vietnam. You would die.
I would literally
You'll probably
die.
have diarrhea and die, or get bug bites and die.
Probably both, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I have a weak white people stomach too.
Well, they
like,
have McDonald's everywhere and KFC everywhere, so I think you'll be good.
I don't do KFC.
They got
I'm not that kind of white people.
Yeah, my week I didn't have nightmares yesterday. So update on my fucked up
it's the
feng
mirror.
shui. So, okay, you guys, I sold my old mirror. It was when I had the feng shui person come by. They said like, oh, good. Okay, your mirror is like facing this direction. Keep it there. Don't move it. So anyways, I decided to go, spend some money on an unnecessary new mirror, because then I realized, oh shit, I need a long mirror because I can't tell what I look like before I leave the house. So I go get this mirror and I'm like, oh, well, like it's not going to be a big deal. I'll just leave it next to my bed, unknowingly facing the fucking door. So right around the same time that I put this on, I started having like really bad nightmares, and like I don't really remember what it would be. I just wake up like panicking, and I'll like remember bits and pieces of it, but it's just like weird ass dreams. And so this was maybe a week ago that I started having the nightmares. And then 2 nights ago, I finally had enough, because I woke up and it was like, and I'll always wake up like around 3 a.m. because, nothing crazy. It's just your circadian rhythm, which I'm not trying to freak myself out. But anyways, I like woke up and I turned over and I thought I saw someone crouching on my vanity, like some like Harry Potter shit. And so like I woke up fucking screaming and like telling Colin like, wake up. And he wakes up. I'll freak the fuck up. And then so I have since moved my mirror. I have saged the entire bedroom, and last night I didn't have a nightmare. So
Do you think it was because you moved the mirror, or because you felt less stressed because you moved the mirror?
Probably, I mean, scientifically is probably because I just felt less stressed about it and like relieved. But I mean, we've also been talking to VCs the past week, so that could have been just me freaking out about that. There's a number of factors.
Yeah, I often have nightmares about money.
But
large amounts of money.
But there's a lot of like feng shui stuff online that just talk about like you're not supposed to have your mirror facing the door, just because it can deflect some of the good energy that wants to come into your bedroom, so
gross.
Yeah, so if you want to get it on, don't have the mirror in front of the door.
Okay.
Anyways, today's topic, you guys, is influencers coming up with their... Is it just influencers in general, or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they? Why do we give a shit about them?
I know. Yeah. Well, like, who are some of your favorite quote unquote influencers?
Ooh.
Do you have any?
No.
Or like just like Instagram people or like YouTubers that you really like their content? I have a list of people I enjoy.
I'm sure you do. Not particularly.
Yeah. Like, what is it that you don't like about them? Or maybe why is it that you think you're not a fan of them?
Because I know what happens on the back end.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't, and also just like, I don't know. Like, sorry, influencer friends. I'm going to get with my personal opinions for a second. I admire the pluckiness that it takes to monetize, like, you as a human being. My personal experience with, in particular, like micro influencers and then like ultra macro influencers. Like if you're in the, you know, like 100,000 to a couple 100,000 range, I haven't had any issues, but like people who, I guess it's like self-proclaimed influencers, I have an issue with. And then there's just like the personality I don't really care for. Like it doesn't feel genuine to me.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of people that I really enjoyed following, and it's because I just like that the content that they have. Like, would I buy anything they recommend? Certain influencers, no, because obviously working on the back end, you know that sometimes influencers are paid to say good things about a particular product or to review a particular product. Like, obviously for us, when we choose to work with influencers, we want someone who's able to reap the benefits of our product and also enjoy it. But then I also have, you know, experiences where like I bought something an influencer recommend. I'm like, what the fuck is this, right? But some of the people that I really enjoy are more on like the fashion and beauty side. So like Desi Perkins is one of my all-time favorite influencers. What I like about her is that she's just so genuine, you know, and she's very entertaining and she produces great content. Recently she had launched her own eyeglass, like sunglass brand. So she had worked with Key for like several years, and then now she's out and she's making her own sunglass brand, and like you can see the love that she's put into this and the actual creativity. Like she's not just going to a manufacturer and telling them, hey, like I want this and this sunglass, can you make it, and I'll slap my name on it. Like you can see this process that she went through because she's a creative person. So that like I enjoy. And then there's obviously other influencers where like, you know, they just slap their name on like a product and now monetizing off of their fans.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think one of the important things to kind of get out of the way is like, what is the definition of an influencer?
Yeah.
Because the modern, like, the social media influencer, they've kind of redefined the phrase.
Yeah.
Because like influencers have been around forever. It just stands for influential figure.
Yeah.
So like, I mean,
so it used to be like celebrities and stuff.
We'll go through that.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there. No, I mean, like, as it can be just anyone that like
the president
people
would be an
look
influencer.
To. Yes, anyone who holds like influence. So like as far as the marketing definition of an influencer, it's someone who is able to sway the opinion of potential purchasers. So that opens it up to a huge variety.
Yeah.
Like influencer is such a big, and I'm doing all these in quotes because it's a hard to define term, and then there's, you know, there's its own thing. But I mean, it can be, so like I trust your recommendations. You would be an influencer within my circle.
Yeah.
I don't consider you to be like a social media influencer necessarily, but like within my circle, I trust you.
Yeah.
I am an influencer within other circles.
Yeah.
So it can be a lot more contained than, your Instagram account. It can be very interpersonal. And often, like, when you talk about like word of mouth, the people who are generating that word of mouth business are influencers within their circle.
Yeah.
So like, let's use the phrase social media influencer or Instagram influencer when we're talking about the ones who have managed to monetize their personal brand versus everyday influencers like your friends, your mom, the president.
Yeah.
So I think that's an important like distinction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because these days, like, anybody with social clout can claim to be an influencer.
I love that word, social clout.
Well, so like, and that's what it is. Like, I know we use clout as like a kind of negative term, but like, I'm talking about clout as in like presence.
Yeah. I mean, clout like nowadays is like pretty. I'm not hip with the times, you guys, but I know people have been using the word clout more.
I saw a video that was like, millennials try to guess Gen Z slang, and half of it I was like, dude, I have no, like, I spend enough time on the socials to like know, like, I know what yeet means, but wig, like, do you know what that is?
It's not like the hair wig or like wigging out.
No, what? They say wig as like a positive exclamation.
Use it in a sentence.
Hey man, I got you a hamburger. Oh, wig. Oh my god. That, I know.
We're getting old, you guys.
I know what it is.
I thought I was cool.
Yeet. I think I know what it is to yeet.
It sounds very like sexual.
I don't know.
Yeet.
Do you know what yeet means?
Like, yeah. Like woot.
Do you?
Like woot?
Yeah, so it can be woot, or you can forcefully throw something. So there's yeet as an exclamation and yeet as an adjective. To yeet a baby is to forcefully throw a baby across the room.
Oh my god, like that TikTok you shared with me where she's like Googling slang terms. That's me all the time. I have like Urban Dictionary bookmarked.
All right, so are you ready to go through a history?
Yeah, let's do it.
Influencer marketing?
Fuck yeah.
Let's fucking do it. All right. Again, just putting it out there. Influencer marketing. So what that is a company utilizes the influence of an influential figure to publicly endorse their product or service. Because the figure has the ability to influence the opinion of those who listen to them, they're able to steer people towards a purchasing decision.
And it's like crazy how some of these influencers, social media influencers, like they can post something and like the website will crash because they have such a huge fan base that like trust what they say without even like looking into the reviews or the legitimacy of this product. They just trust it.
Right. And like the reason that they trust it is because they trust that individual. Yeah. So we'll cover that a little bit later when we get towards like the 2000s and the start of social media influencing. But like within modern print marketing, the first kind of example of this was in 1905. It's the first modern celebrity endorsement. So Murad Cigarettes hired the actor and comedian.
Is Murad Cigarettes like the same as Murad Skincare now?
I don't think so. It is spelled the same though.
Okay. Like cigarettes didn't work, so they went over to skincare.
They were like, now that we've given you smoker wrinkles, let's try to take them away. And we'll just do this in a circle until we make a lot of money.
Genius.
So they hired Roscoe. His nickname is Fatty, which like I'm living for that. Yeah. And I think I would like my nickname to be Fatty. Actually, I don't want that. I was just going to
say, I was like, do you want us to come into the office calling you that?
What up, Fatty? No, don't. I feel like that, first off, like God forbid anyone outside of our friend group heard that. And then, you know, what if someone complains to HR?
Oh God, what if like I get called out? Like I'm like calling to you outside while we're getting coffee and everyone just looks at me, and then I end up on like Instagram.
Yeah, under like Karen's Gone Wild or something.
Asian Karen's Gone Wild.
Karen has no color.
You right.
Karen has no color. Karen has no race. A Karen is a Karen is a Karen is a Karen. So anyway, they used Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle in their print ads. Super fucking successful. Absolutely went wild. And then everyone was like, okay, we got to get on this.
Yeah.
So we started getting celebrity endorsements after 1905. The big one, like if we're talking about like the history of like celebrity influencer endorsements, we have to talk about Air Jordans. Are you familiar with the history?
I'm a little bit familiar with it. You refresh me,
dude.
But I know it's like one of like the most fucking successful endorsements ever.
Yes, it is like off the charts, ridiculous. So Michael Jordan in '84, that was his like first year, and first year in the NBA, like his debut. So he was signed on to the Chicago Bulls and. Bulls, not Bulls. I don't know why I said Bulls. So he was like popping out onto the court, and he's like a fucking superstar already. Like he's a rookie and he's a superstar, and he gets this huge fan base. So he's wearing custom Nike sneakers on the court. And everybody's like, oh my God, this is wonderful. And throughout that season, he gets the nickname Air because he like could jump high, I guess. I don't know. I don't
watch basketball. We're not here for
I don't
basketball
do sports.
Deets.
We're talking about marketing. So like within a year, he had gotten to like full on star fame. Yeah. And Nike signed him as a celebrity endorser and made those shoes that he was wearing on the court available to the public. Like,
holy shit.
Since '84, do you want to take a stab at how much Air Jordans have grossed?
Ooh.
It's a higher number than you think.
$100 billion.
Oh, no, not that
high.
Okay,
$20 billion.
No, not that high.
Okay.
This is one product line.
Okay. Like $500 million.
1.3 billion.
Okay. Dang it.
From Air Jordans.
That is crazy.
But like
I wonder how much he made out of
it. He's making $130 million a year from his Nike endorsements. So that's his full like Nike partnership. Yeah. That's not just like,
for that particular product. Okay.
But Air Jordans themselves, since their launch in '84, have grossed 1.3 billion.
Yeah.
And they're continuing to grow because they're still releasing new Air Jordans. So what I found totally wild about this, and like is such an example of how like valuable a good like a good endorsement like that can be. So those shoes are actually banned from the NBA courts because they don't adhere to the uniform policy.
So you can't even wear them playing basketball.
Jordan wears them, and every single game that he wears them, he incurs a $5,000 penalty, and Nike pays for it.
I mean, for $5,000 to get your name in front of millions of viewers,
exactly.
We Gucci.
Exactly. So, like, I mean,
shit, I'll even throw someone in there to wipe down your shoe.
Right. Like, I don't know how many games are in an NBA season, and I don't know how many games per season.
32.
Like Michael Jordan.
Just kidding. I have no idea.
Oh my God. I was like, how'd you know that? But clearly, like, the sales that come from Air Jordans every game are outweighing that $5,000 per game penalty.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just an example of how...
If I was the NBA, I would increase that fee.
Right? I know, but, like, how wild is it that, like, they make the fees that high because they know that the athletes are grossing that much?
Yeah.
Like $5,000 for the wrong shoes. My God.
And it doesn't even affect his play.
I know. So anyway, all right. So that's the 80s. We're really getting into like celebrities, and like celebrities are growing as the film industry is going. All right. So now we take a little bit of a turn and we go to the fucking early 2000s.
This is when Britney was popping.
And so was reality TV.
Ooh. Wait, like, okay, so I actually never really got into reality TV. But like, what was like your first memory? Like your first
of reality
TV?
Ooh, I wasn't super allowed to watch it because it was pretty raunchy. I guess
but
it
like
was
what time like during the early 2000s, like what were some popular reality TV shows? Do you know? Was it when
Jersey Shore, The Real World, The Bachelor, and the one that I want to focus on is Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
All right, listen.
I'm glad you're covering that.
So the reason that reality TV has exploded the way that it has is because it gives the illusion of authenticity. You know, when you're watching like a movie, you know that whole thing is made up.
Yeah.
But when you're watching reality TV, it makes you feel
like you're literally there in the room and it's not scripted.
Yes. Correct. Although, like, I can tell you with absolute certainty, it is.
Which, like, in the beginning, like, I had no idea it was scripted, too. I literally thought cameras are following them around and all this exciting shit was happening to them. And obviously, there were articles that came out. I mean, the Keeping Up with the Kardashians, there's this blog dedicated to showing people how scripted this is, like, to the time and date.
Yes. So with something like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, they actually have like plot lines that they run for a season that are scripted. So what I used to work for a company that was owned by one of the Real Housewives. So I got to see like some of the behind the scenes and how they actually create shows like Real Housewives. So what they'll do is get together with the producers and determine what like the primary plot lines are going to be for the season. So they'll do things like plan out there's a reason that they're always having parties, and it's because like it drives the plot. Yeah. Right?
Because someone gets drunk, someone gets in a fight, someone cries.
They also shove alcohol down their throats pretty heavily, especially with The Bachelor. I've heard that they keep the girls on The Bachelor like drunk the entire time. It's not
awful.
Healthy. But with Real Housewives, what I saw was it was like a weird combo of half scripted and half not. Yeah. So there would be the outline of what you were supposed to talk about, and they would like force them to like get together and say like, okay, talk about this new candle, talk about the candles. Okay. And then they would do like retakes.
Are there
and
any
things like
acting
that.
skills necessary?
Required? Yeah, absolutely.
What if we
they're
have
not
our own
like
reality TV show, as long as it's
wouldn't watch it. I don't think we're interesting enough. I think we should have our own like comedy show. Did you ever watch what's it called? It's the one with the two girls in New York. It's not Broke Girls.
Like, was Paris Hilton in it?
No. It's much more like indie than that.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay, anyway, I think we would be better off with a show like that. So anyway, like half of it's scripted, half of it's not. They'll do retakes, and then the producers will kind of like walk around and like listen to the conversations.
Dude, producers for reality TV shows are a type of person. Like they know what their audience wants. They're there to stir shit up.
Yes, so they'll like listen and they'll catch like a part of a conversation where someone says like, oh yeah, I wasn't a fan of her dress. And doesn't have to be about like the current group at all, but they'll go up to another girl and be like, I heard Sandra say that she wasn't a fan of your dress. I think you should go talk to her.
Oh my god, the fucking shade.
It's super shady. So anyway, all that to say, it gives the illusion of authenticity. But it's absolutely fucking not. But because you're watching the show and you feel like you've seen the real person. Yeah. Like, you know the real Kim K. Right? Like, I've seen her ups and downs and her struggles. So reality stars like the Kardashians are perceived to be more authentic.
Yeah.
Therefore, their celebrity endorsements actually carry more weight.
Yeah. I mean, they have
Because
made
you
so much success,
so much money.
money and success, and it's kind of a shame because the characters that they portray on their reality TV show, like most of us will never know who they're really like and what's true, what's not true. And I mean, it's half of the world loves them and idolizes, and half of the world like hates them, and it's unfortunate that we'll never really know what they're like.
Yeah. I don't like the characters that they play. I think they're... But I really, really admire, like, the business skills and the ability to monetize your brand in the way that each and every one of them has outside of, like, the show Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah.
I appreciate that about them. So today, let's talk about social media influencers. I'm just going to do like a quick overview of like what they are and what some of the reasons that brands use them. And then I'll let you talk about your experiences. So there was a study conducted by Forbes that said that 60% of users attribute Instagram to product discovery. So you're not alone in buying shit off of Instagram.
Same though. And dude, recently fucking TikTok, that 6 things you didn't know you needed from Amazon. Motherfucker, that shit always gets me.
Dude, you need to walk away.
I need to walk away. I've gotten a lot better because I bought everything already.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So with brands today, I'm going to talk more from like the brand side of things because that's where we're at. Yeah. A lot of influencers will market themselves as being able to bring brand awareness to a company. Let's define brand awareness. It's the degree of consumer recognition of a product. So something like Coca-Cola, if I showed you the bottle and covered the logo, would you know what that was?
100%.
100%. Because we have brand awareness for Coca-Cola. So it's a really important part of building a brand, but like it's very difficult to quantify. Yeah. You know?
Because like I might see a Coca-Cola can. I'm not going to buy it right now, but like I know the next time I'm at like Chipotle, I'm going to get Coca-Cola.
Right. So there's it becomes difficult, especially for like small companies, because you know there's these companies that did really well with influencer marketing, like Fashion Nova, for instance, that blew up. And so everyone's talking about how important influencer marketing is. And, you know, with a lot of like small businesses, they'll be approached by these influencers who say, I can get you brand awareness. So they, you know, spend a lot in sending out free product in hopes that these influencers will generate brand awareness and help convert to sales. Often that doesn't happen. And
there's just like, even for us, you know, when we had the other brands last year be more global, like we knew, or we had this, we thought that having influencers promote the brand would turn into sales. And there's just so many different factors. Like there's the type of influencer you're working with, the type of product you have to is also really important. And I learned so much from that. And I just hope that if you are starting out your own business, like reach out to us so that we can give some advice to you from our past experience. Because
the thing to keep in mind, especially with influencer marketing, is like it depends on your campaign goals.
Yeah, absolutely.
If your goal was to increase your website click-through, you can measure that. You know, always pick like a measurable goal. So if your goal for the campaign was web traffic, email signups, sales conversions, like you can track those things. I would say that the biggest mistake that I think we made was not measuring the results for an individual influencer.
Yeah, we were kind of all over the place.
Well, we were also told that we needed like brand ambassadors. So then there kind of like comes down to the difference between like paid influencers versus unpaid influencers or brand ambassadors. usually like with paid influencers, like the price can range, but the main difference is like what did they receive in exchange for the post. So a paid influencer gets like a predetermined amount. It's like a contract negotiation. They say like my rate per post for a story is $200 and my rate for a feed is $500 and all that. So it can range anywhere from like $25 per post up to, dude.
Yeah, let's talk about how much some influencers asked to get paid.
Kim? Was it Kim?
Kim?
The ridiculous amount.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk about that campaign, because that shit, like I want to say it was a scam for these businesses that were involved.
Oh my God, yeah.
So what this campaign, what this opportunity was.
Never do something that someone markets as an opportunity.
So this, they had reached out to us with an opportunity to be featured on one of the Kardashians' Instagram page. Now, luckily, we had waited and taken a step back to see what this opportunity was. So businesses, and a lot of these were small businesses, small brands starting out, okay?
It's always small.
Promised to have,
they're always the small brands.
Yeah, we're promised to have some sort of affiliation with the Kardashian Instagram page. They were asked to fork out $15,000 for one post.
It was 20 for Kim K.
20 for Kim K. So how it worked was that they, once you paid all up front, they would put your, Scott Disick would follow selectively those brands for that particular campaign, and then he would do a giveaway. So the other Kardashians would post a picture of them, and not even with your product, just a picture of them, and then in the description, hey, we're doing a giveaway, go follow Scott, and then follow all the pages that he's following, and then we'll announce a winner. So like there's no sort of brand recognition. And so what people will do in order to qualify for this giveaway is just go to Scott's page, follow maybe the 50 brands that are like he's following, and this changes all the time. And then after they find out that they didn't win this giveaway, they would just unfollow them or like forget about it, you know, and they would have this continuously all the time. And so imagine in one campaign that lasts maybe a week, there's 50 brands that forked out $15,000 to $20,000 each. How much did they make in just that one post? And a lot of these brands, like I had reached out to them, like some of them were our friends, and they said, yeah, like we got like a shit ton of follows and engagement that went up, but immediately the week after, everything went back to normal. They lost most of those followers. No one bought anything. And so it's like, I mean, $15,000 is so much for a small brand.
Yes. And it's predatory behavior like that makes like not just brands and brand owners wary, but consumers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so when we're talking about like whether or not you can trust an influencer, I want to just go over the FTC guidelines and then I'm going to pass off to you. Okay. So last year, I believe 2019 or very late 2018, the Federal Trade Commission released influencer disclosure guidelines. So these are not laws, but there are laws that this kind of gets wrapped up into.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So these are basically just like best practices, how you can stay
like if you don't follow these best practices, then you might be violating one of these laws.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So the FTC exists to like protect consumers against false advertisement, misleading claims, predatory behaviors, things like that.
That's why you don't see ads telling like you that they'll cure cancer, because that violates FTC guidelines.
Correct. Yes. Particularly when it comes to like health claims and things like that. That's when you get into like really dangerous territory with the FTC and the FDA. So just, you know, always put an asterisk. So these like guidelines outline how to disclose to your social media following that you have been in some way compensated for your endorsement. So that like compensation, it can be monetary, it can be free product, it can be, you know, commission on an affiliate code. Like there are multiple ways that a person can be compensated for their endorsement of a product. And it is up to the individual influencer to make sure that it is absolutely clear to their following that they have been compensated.
Yeah, like when you go on YouTube now, they have tons and tons of disclaimers on their description. They have disclaimers and asterisks and like ads, like the text ad on their YouTube video so that they can avoid, violating any of these FTC guidelines.
Right. And even within the guidelines, like it says, like, don't rely on the platform's disclosure methods.
Yeah.
Like, put it all over the place. Do it in multiple locations. Like, there should not be any question. So, like, what was happening was that influencers on social media weren't disclosing their relationship. And it's also, like, relationship to the brand, even if you're not being compensated. So we've talked about it before, but the Susan Yara situation, she did have a lot of people,
like, it's just like forgotten about now, and everyone's moved on.
It always is. With influencer drama, it always is. But she had both a financial relationship to the company, and even, she said that she didn't when she was promoting the products, but she did have a personal relationship with the company, and that should have also been disclosed. So it's any relationship. It's not just financial. So people, were losing faith in influencers on social media because
you don't know what's genuine.
Right. So that's why the FTC created those guidelines. Is it illegal to not disclose? Possibly. Like there are laws against deceptive advertising. So if you're being compensated to endorse a product and you don't disclose, like, a good lawyer can probably nail you for being deceptive. Yeah. If you are found guilty of deceptive advertising, it is a misdemeanor. So don't.
Yeah, definitely be careful. Especially a lot of these new influencers who are, learning the ins and outs of this kind of stuff. And it's interesting because younger and younger people, like, a career, when asked what career they want to get into, like, say, like, influencer or like YouTuber or like content creator. I think they think it's a lot more glamorous than it is. Like, having interacted with a number of professional influencers, it takes so much time. And energy and creativity. Like, you've been kind of going through that. Like, what's been your experience of, like, trying to become an influencer? So I've always known, and I think that's why I've put it off for so long, that it takes up so much of your time because you're always like on this mode where you're like, oh, what can I share next? So I'm doing this. Should I share this on my feed? And then when you're sharing it, and if you don't like it, you redo it. And there's a schedule that you stick to. And so I'm working with an agency right now that helps me kind of plan it out. And luckily I have them because it's made my life a lot easier. So I'm just like, okay, here are the things I want to talk about. They'll plan it and then I'll like execute the content. But like you said, like working with professional influencers, like I'm seeing how much work they have to put in. Like successful influencers, this is their career. They are professionals about it. They dedicate time every day to create content and good content because, like, let's say the agency that they work with doesn't like it, they'll have to redo it again and put makeup back on and redo it.
Yeah, and we actually, our agency that we were working with, they're, I guess, they were like representing the models. So we were working with the models agents, the influencers agents. They received like our brand guidelines and we talked to them about what our goals were as a brand and what we wanted to measure. And they would like vet content for us. If they didn't like it, they had like full weeks of content sent back and said like, redo this. This doesn't fit.
Yeah. So there's a lot of work that goes into it. And, when you go out to events, like these influencers are recording and sharing this seemingly fabulous time they're having an event. But when they're there, they're expected to take pictures, show off the event. And so by the end of the night, they don't really get to enjoy themselves as we think that they would when they get invited to these events.
Part of their skill is making their life seem like organic. like making their feeds seem like they're just sharing a little bit of their life with you.
Yeah.
When in fact, it's very coordinated.
Yeah.
So
if you guys are like following influencers and you want to be like them, just keep in mind that it's just one aspect of their life that they're choosing to share with you. Same as your life. Like, you don't share everything in your life. You're just sharing the best parts of it to your friends.
For sure. Yeah. So like what I've been seeing a lot lately is that influencers are doing whatever they can to monetize their brand. And there's a lot of beauty influencers, and they're all like making their own like cosmetics and skincare lines. What is the fucking deal with that?
I can tell you about this shit. So the last couple of years, these YouTube influencers that are in the beauty realm, so like beauty YouTubers, have risen to the top with fans, like diehard fans, right?
Stans. I believe it's Stan. Like Stan, your weird next door neighbor.
Did I say Stans?
But for Jeffree Star.
Oh, yeah. And so, you know, they would make so much money like partnering with these brands and talking about like this makeup or the skincare product. And over the last couple of years, you'll see that a lot of these YouTubers or even like social media influencers have gone to create their own brands. Now, let's talk about how easy it is nowadays to create your own brand.
So easy.
You literally can just go to a private label manufacturer and tell them like, or pick something off their shelf and then design something and put your label on it, right? And then you can just, or some of what these celebrities are doing is brands will approach them and quote unquote partner with them. You never see the brand. You never see the company behind it because this celebrity or this influencer is at the forefront of it, making it seem like they had conceptualized this and started it from the bottom up. But in the back of them, there's like a whole entire company supporting them. Right. So with these celebrities, like Selena Gomez came out with her own makeup line. Madonna came out with a skincare line, which I haven't heard anything about since.
Nope.
Like J-Lo had came up with a makeup line a couple of years ago. Lady Gaga has her own makeup line. Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things came out with like a skincare line that I think at like Target now. But what
I don't know if it's at Target. It's definitely at Ulta.
Yeah, maybe it was at Ulta that I saw. And I mean, to me, I don't really see them as being that successful, even though these like celebrities are like, you know, saying that they created these products. And I think the product itself speaks volumes, right? Because maybe it's just like a really basic product. But recently, Rihanna, you know, she had launched a very successful makeup line, Fenty, and they last week launched a skincare line.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've been hearing like mixed reviews about it. Most, you know, credible YouTube influencers will say, you know, like the ones that review stuff, like James Welsh, have said like there's really
I guess I trust his recommendations as far as like my list of influencers.
Yeah.
I think I trust James Welsh.
Yeah. So he had, you know, said that these products, the quality itself is good and he enjoys wearing them. But are the ingredients anything special, revolutionary? No, it's not. But I digged a little bit deeper into Rihanna because, you know, a lot of people think that like she created this product, she runs this brand, but the research that I did is that in April of 2016, Rihanna signed on to partner with the makeup line. So she's so she's the founder and creator. That's what it says on the website. But I think like from the source that I got, she only owns 50% of it. The rest is owned by LVMH, and LVMH is a Kendo Beauty division. Let's talk about Kendo Beauty because Kendo Beauty is the like enterprise behind a lot of these celebrity brands you see. Kat Von D, you know, is owned by Kendo Beauty. Kendo Beauty is also behind several of the popular brands that we see at Sephora. So like Marc Jacobs Beauty, Ole Henriksen. So they are like a powerhouse just churning beauty brands. And they're what's called like basically an incubator, you know, like so they produce products that end up being retailed by like Sephora or whatever. And then, so LVMH, which owns 50% of Fenty Beauty, is a global brand. It also owns Benefit, Marc Jacobs, Makeup Forever, and in terms of fashion house, they own Celine, Louis Vuitton, Dior, and Givenchy.
So if Rihanna owns 50%, that means that she is an active participant.
I mean, is she there?
Well, could be. I mean, she's not there like every single day running the day-to-day operations, but like, is her name worth 50%?
So I think she owns 50%. So maybe like, first of all, you want to own maybe like 51% of it to be like,
sure,
better, right? But she owns 50%. So I'm thinking what happened is this Kendo Beauty or LVMH probably reached out to her and be like, hey, you know, you are this a celebrity, and like we think you would be really successful with your own like beauty line. So we're here to help you make that possible, or maybe vice versa. But their partnership has been really successful. I mean, she's changed the way, I guess, like badass beauty is in Sephora.
Well, I mean, Fenty, the line, regardless of whether or not it was like directly Rihanna, Fenty started the mainstream inclusion of multiple complexion products like that cover the full spectrum of colors. So like it was pretty standard up until Fenty to only have maybe like 10 to 12 shades for a foundation. And like if you weren't in those 10 to 12, like good fucking luck. But Fenty launched with, I believe it was 40 shades of their
and then remember
foundation,
the Makeup Forever shade that came after that. Makeup Forever. So after the campaign launched and they had like all these color complexions, Makeup Forever was like, like something about like we've been there and we've been there, we've done that. Like here, like have you seen our collection? And then they had to delete the ad because people were going in like, what the fuck is this? Why are you being shady?
Weird. I mean, Makeup Forever did have like it did always have a good color range, but that was because it was originally started as a like film and television line. Same with MAC. MAC was invented for stage. So like the musical Wicked on Broadway, they use a MAC color to paint Elphaba green.
That's amazing.
So MAC is a stage thing, and so is Morphe actually. Morphe up until probably like 4 years ago, Morphe was super under the radar. They were not like badass. They had like 10 palettes, but they were cheap. They were super pigmented. And like every theater department in the United States used Morphe eyeshadow palettes.
So I think like Rihanna is a like beautiful face to represent Fenty. You know, I love the packaging, and I've used some of their products here and there, and I haven't like fell in love with it, but also like maybe I didn't really like use it correctly. So anyways, so when you're seeing these like celebrity brands, like again, a lot of them is just partnering with a business and then putting their face on top of it. And then there's celebrity brands where, like, let's say Victoria Beckham, right? I know this is more in like fashion, but there are also celebrities who really did like craft every single piece in their collection, and they put more of the creative work in. So not every like, you know, skincare brand is like by a celebrity a scam. Like with Madonna, I feel like I wasn't really intrigued by it because I think I knew that she just probably went like slapped her name on like a skincare line.
I mean, it kind of like, it's just such, I think, what am I trying to say here? Celebrity cosmetics and skincare lines, I think, had more weight when Fenty was launching. They were certainly not the first, but I think it was one of the bigger like launches attached, not just as like a brand X celebrity thing, but like as like her brand, you know, her brand. It's like, it is such a saturated market. I don't feel like it holds weight anymore.
Yeah. I mean, right now skin is in, right? It was makeup was the thing, and then now skin is in. So you'll see that like celebrities want to monetize this. They want to make profit off of their name before like their 15 minutes of fame is over, right? And so they are like hopping on this because it's an easy cash grab, basically, is what some of these, you know, like I was like on these Reddit boards, and that's what some of the people say, because people think that you make a lot of money off of selling cosmetics. And with celebrities, you can mark that price up like 5 times. So now a product that, you know, isn't worth that much is worth more because you slapped your name on it, and you can make more money off of it.
For real, that's why celebrity products are always more expensive. It's not that they're necessarily higher quality. Yeah. Maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe it's super high quality, but most of the time you're paying for the name and the pretty packaging.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just not really a fan of the celebrity skincare. Maybe because I don't really follow celebrities as much as I do maybe like social media influencers, like Desi. When she dropped that sunglass line, I was just like, man, not only is this really cute, but like I want to buy it because she made it look so great. Not so much that she put her creative work in, although it does look really nice.
Those are your thoughts?
Yeah, for why celebrities come out with their own makeup and skincare lines. Also, like, they want to stay relevant. And they think that you want to look like them. And so, again, like the whole like aesthetics thing, like coming up with their own makeup line, coming up with their own skincare line, like a lot of their fans probably think like, oh, if I use this product, I can achieve your look.
Nah, girl, I guarantee she's not using her own products.
Yeah. She's using like $1,000. She's getting $1,000 skincare products and facials every week in her mansion.
Okay, so that's the other thing. Like, social media, like filters exist. Yeah. And guys, some of these are really hard to detect. There are filters that like
are advanced
change
AF
your face
now.
shape. It's like
in your body shape.
What is that thing where they like hardcore fake you out? Like everything is fake. What is it called? It's called something. No. It's like
catfishing?
You know, where they were like releasing celebrity sex tapes, but like it was fully CGI.
No. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Thing. I don't remember what it's called.
Can you tell me about that? Because that's crazy. Celebrity sex tapes, CGI. What the fuck?
Yeah. So like, computer animation has evolved so much. There'll be like a celebrity sex tape released, but they've like, so what they've done is mapped the face on the porn star and take like video of
so it's actual
the celebrity's face, actual porn, yes, and they'll basically like suck the celebrity's face off and put it on the porn star.
Oh my god, that's
so
awful.
And it's so seamless. It looks so real. Like the computer mapping technology, as soon as you've mapped out the features, it can like alter the features for expressions and things like that. I mean, it's what they do like in all these new like Disney live action movies. Like the Lion King movie, were there parts of it where you were like, is that real?
Yeah.
Okay. It was CGI, dude.
Oh my god.
So people, when that movie came out, people were accusing, hang on, I'm gonna type, I gotta look this up. It's a thing.
Also, like, did you hear that Mulan is skipping the movies and going straight to streaming on Disney Plus?
I am so angry. Why would I pay for the Disney Plus subscription plus $30 to watch a movie that I don't even want to watch because there's no Mushu, there's no singing, and the lead actress is a puppet for the Chinese government.
And there's no love interest. Like, I get it, women's empowerment, but I love the original Mulan.
Fuck that. What's it called?
Yeah, I'm not too excited to watch it. So, dude, okay, so while you're on that topic, I've been watching Hannibal. It is fucking amazing.
Isn't it good?
Okay, I don't want to do any spoilers, but I'm only on the second episode, so it doesn't matter. But there was this scene where, like, the dead bodies have mushrooms on them, and I will never be able to eat a mushroom again. It was the most disgusting, traumatizing thing to watch, but I loved every second of it.
Hyperrealism? I don't know. No, I can't find it.
Okay, we'll just post it in that.
Okay, it's a thing, but it's bad. It's like deep deep something. Deep
throat.
fishing. Deep fake. Deep fake. I found it.
Deep fake.
Okay.
Interesting.
Deep fake. Okay. Synthetic media in which a person in an existing image or video is replaced with someone
That
else's
is frightening.
likeness.
If you guys ever see a
And
sex
it's like-
tape of me, it's not me, it's CGI.
It's like almost impossible to distinguish them.
That is awful.
It's really fucking scary.
Oh my God.
What am I trying to say? Okay, so social media yet hasn't gotten to like deep fake, but filters like
James
can
Walsh
change
did
your
a
face.
fucking video on this.
James Charles.
Dude, okay,
Yes, it was the James Welsh video where he's like, you can see the
they
like,
can
filter
literally
glitching.
see, like, you can literally record yourself with this filter
Yes.
on. So
know.
before you would be like, oh, it's a picture, you can filter it. A lot of people didn't catch on that videos can also do that.
Dude,
So
it's some shady shit.
also, have
So
you
anyway.
seen James Charles TikToks?
Yes. Oh my
I
god.
can't.
Yeah. So anyway, if you guys are watching, like, if you're watching a video and you see, and someone's like not putting their hands in front of their face and like not moving their head, they might be using a filter, because you'll notice like the background is a little bit warped.
Yeah.
Or like if it's a woman with her hair down, or a man with long hair and his
Yeah.
hair is down, if like the hair seems to be going in like a funky direction, or if they're wearing a pattern and it looks distorted. Or if they put their hand in front of their face and like there's a weird like glitchy moment. I keep like hitting my microphone because I'm all worked up about
She's very animated.
this. When am I not? That's why I get Botox. Speaking of which, can you?
Yeah, I think
I think I can
get
frown
some-
again.
It,
I think I can.
you
Frown
wear
again.
it out so quickly
Time to
because you
re-up.
frown so much.
Stop stressing me out, and I won't have to frown.
So, can you trust influencers to be truthful? How do you spot a dishonest influencer? I mean, in this vast virtual world of influencers, there's bound to be some that are dishonest. And when I'm saying dishonest, I mean like influencers who may not have fully believed in the product and shared with you and made all these claims that they loved it. And then there's probably influencers that are really trying to change this image that these dishonest influencers have created. There's a
Yeah, it's. Oh,
There-
sorry. I'm gonna interject. when we're talking about dishonest, like I don't believe that the majority of social media influencers are like going out with the intent to deceive.
Yeah.
But
they want
for-
want to do what's best for their fans. You know, they want their
Right.
fans to believe them.
and yes, and it's like it's important to them because it actually makes them money
Yeah.
if their followers believe them. But if you enter into a contract with a brand before you've tried the product and now you're on contract to like post about it 3 times, but you didn't love it, like what do you do?
Yeah.
Like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. So my advice is do your research. If you follow an influencer, they recommended a product and you love it, you want to try it, and maybe you want to take that extra step to just look at, like, be careful about it. Like, do your own research, read other reviews. I am a huge fan of, like, whenever I buy a product, like, I love looking at the reviews of it from, like, real people, not just what the business had claimed.
Although don't trust all 5 stars.
Yeah. It's a whole nother topic
don't
on
trust
Amazon
Amazon
5
reviews.
stars.
Oh my god. Jinx.
Jinx. Okay, well, thank you so much. You can find us on Instagram at Dear Beauty Podcast. And yeah, peace out.
Later, bitches.